This thing rolling. Started telling me Riverside's been very interesting these last couple of days. Has some interesting little bugs they're working out, I bet. Anyway, thank you for being here wherever you're watching. We got LinkedIn, we got Facebook, we've got Riverside Studio. I'm going to try to do my best to see the comments come in. I will ask that if you do have questions and I don't see you raise a hand on one of the platforms, please write it down and I will get back to it. If I can get a little thumbs up from anybody out there saying whether or not they can hear me, I'm going to turn up the gain. Woo, there we go. Okay. Let's see what we got here today. I had to clean out a whole bunch of stuff to try to get the thing rolling. So we're behind a little bit. Let's go to the screen share. Today's going to be fun. Make sure you settled in, turn off the phones, do the things. I'm going to start with a little story about MusicFit here. Let's see if we can get the screen share up. Here we go. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-ba. All right. That works. Let's play around with that little layout. Oh, let's put me in the picture. There we go. Even better. Picture in picture. Cool. We're streaming live. Okay. Let's see if this. I want to change my. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum. Let's go. How come? Bear with me here, folks. Learning how to use my computer, apparently. But really hope that you guys can see that when it goes. It looks like you can. Here we go. Let's go to. I just don't want it on the full screen. That's the thing. Oh. Slide only. That could work. Presentation. Oh my goodness. There's so many buttons. Guys, help. Help, send help. Here we go. Let's just try this. Okay, so today we are going to cover everything about burnout. This is the interesting piece of my work with musicians. I actually, like I said, want to start with a little story. We're going to bring that back so you're not distracted. I remember cutting through a forest in 2015 on my way to what I thought was my immediate death for sure. And turns out there's actually a big rock show in a warehouse called the Ampere, a little nightclub out in the middle of the forest in Munich. And that was the start of what is now my work, my research into creative sustainability in the music industry, especially. We see a trend nowadays where output is glorified and the system is essentially set up to burn people out and exploit them, especially artists. Not limited to artists, because it's every kind of music maker. It's stagehands, it's managers, it's everybody that goes into that traditional economy. And when I started getting more educated on the reasons why, it was pretty clear that it was like a few people at the top make money when they can drive other people doing the work. and capitalize on their anxiety, the fear of not having these resources, to not be able to play music. And what that does is it creates this loop, this feedback loop, for artists especially, that we can dumb down into the burnout equation. Essentially, the artist on the bottom here goes, oh my goodness, I have to do all these things because if I don't, I won't get these things. When in actuality, that's what the few at the top hope for, that you believe that, so that they can ride the codependency train with you. So we're going to talk all about how that is a facade, and how, if you're an artist or an industry player of some variety and you disagree with that and you think that there's another way, you're going to see how to do it here by the end of this presentation. So the burnout equation, as you can see, why you're talented, tired, and somehow still stuck here. I am Mike Schwartz, and like I said, I started this journey 2015 is when I really had a click, and it was somewhere after that show in Munich. I watched the Intergalactic Lovers, kind of like Belgium's version of Metric. They were playing this awesome rock show, and I fixed up the guitarist's shoulder, and he goes, oh, you should come on tour, man. We're wrecked. We got to keep out, and we still got 15 dates or something like that. You should come on tour with us. And I was like, ha, 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 ha. And I, trained back up to Frankfurt and then flew back home. And somewhere over the Atlantic is where I went, whoa, and you wake up, you're like, ah. And it's one of those like, oh my God, that's the thing. That was the first time that it clicked for me. I was like, oh yeah, okay, so let's take it. I'm sure that this isn't the only instance of an artist getting absolutely thrashed by the road. And it started at strength training and helping people get out of pain and overcome overuse injuries in their wrists and their neck and their low back and then their hips. And then it turned out to be, oh wow, that physical isn't like, no matter how hard they train, it's still that. How do we get the nervous system to come down? And that's what we're going to talk about here today, a lot of, and how it influences all parts of your life, not just your creativity and not just your playing ability, but your career, the fact that you're unable to make money and how that plays a role. So we got a big one here today. Okay. Why burnout happens is where we're going to start. Then we're going to talk about the 3 C's, the only 3 gigs that you should ever take. And then the shift, the thing that's going to have to happen for you to be able to take the power back, as Rage Against the Machine would say, in your own career. And then, of course, as I promise, as everything with a MusicFit brand on it, we do not believe in pressure or sales. So if there's ever a pitch in there, you let me know. If you're ever attending a MusicFit thing that I'm not doing and you hear a pitch, fuck that guy. We are high trust, high delivery, 0 pressure. This is, I have a theory here. If you have to convince somebody that they got to start taking care of themselves, they're not the right kind of person. So what we offer is free, always will be. We have a 30-day burnout. You guys can figure that out. There's no need to sell it at all. So at the end of it, there are some next steps. If you guys want to, definitely just reach out. Okay. No pitching here today though. So here's a good little quote. You are talented. You are talented, and somehow you are still stuck. This is exactly what we're seeing in the modern music industry these days. And I just want to switch this off for a sec. Let's see if I can get, because I can't see anybody when they got questions up in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually keep us up in, here we are. And then of course it goes out of picture anyways. Let's pull this back up. We're going to go into the share Z screen here, and we're just going to keep the, there we go. Okay. So you guys should be able to see that. I'm going to get slide only. That's easy. Let's go to the navigator. All right. Cool. So guys, if I'm gonna share something here that may just land differently for many of you, because this is news to a lot of people that I sit down and talk to. they think it's their problem that they're burning out. They think it's they're weaker. They think that they're not doing something right, and it's totally not them. It's that the system was kind of set up to break people down, right? And as you can see, it's like it's not a talent problem, because if it was, you'd know exactly what to do. It's not that you're working too hard or you're lazy. Sorry, it is about the too hard thing. It's just that you're putting miles and miles and miles of output together and not taking care of yourself, right? You think that you got to practice, you got to post, you got to the ridiculousness is that most people that I talk to play with their phone more than their guitar, and that's a serious problem when it comes to creativity. So it's less about being a work ethic problem. It's more about you going into that grind mode because that's what has been taught and that's what everybody else is doing. You got to keep up with the Joneses, right? And there's a very simple equation when we look at the math of it, what I've now called the burnout equation. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let's see what it is. Okay. We want to be really, really clear about something. What I'm about to show you here is not your fault. You didn't create this system. You definitely inherited it. Okay. So when we think about, let's see if I can just pull the slides into view. I want to have like a big slide for you guys. Don't know how I can do this. One sec. It's not showing. I hope you guys can see, because it's not showing me that you can see your slide here. If anybody is in the chat and they can confirm or deny this, that would be awesome. And otherwise, I can see that there's some people in here and I can't actually access you. Riverside here has given me problems. So take a sip of coffee, pretend there's some like elevator music going on. Man, oh man. How come? Here, let's see if I could just unshare and then reshare. That's definitely not sharing now. Bum, bum, bum. What a bummer. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Thank you for your patience, guys. I don't want full screen because then I cannot see people. Okay. Let's see if I can perhaps pull this up. I really just want more slide. Open. No, here. Here. Okay. This might have to do, guys. That might be the best I can do for you. Maybe if I make it bigger. Oh, that didn't help. Damn it. All right. Well, shit. This is the worst. Oh, well. Okay. We'll figure this out one for next time. You get to see the whole screen. Maybe. No. Hey, that's kind of better. Fuck it. All right. We'll pretend that's perfect. Oh, now it's gone again. Son of a bitch. Look at this. This is what happens. My tech loves me these days. Fucking A, bud. Okay. Why burnout happens. Here we go. Pull back up on my notes, another screen maybe. Okay. brace yourself. Here it is. The whole thing in one entire line. Load greater than capacity. Right? Write this down. Load greater than capacity minus recovery equals burnout. I'll say that again. Load, which is greater than capacity, minus recovery equals burnout. Every time, no exceptions. What does that mean? Load is everything the industry piles onto you. Constant content, posting every day, unsustainable touring cycles, list goes on. The pressure to be everywhere all the time, social media. That's your load, synonymous with stress. Capacity is what you actually have to give. Things like your energy, your creativity, your nervous system, your health. And here's the thing that nobody's actually out there telling you. It is not infinite. Go figure. Your capacity runs out. You're not actually, as much as you think you are, a content machine, nor a marketer. And if you try to do 3 jobs at once, well, you're a human being and you've got limits, right? So something breaks. Now, recovery is what the industry stole from you first, because here's what a recover artist do that burned out artists cannot. A recovered artist thinks clearly. They read their contracts. They use common sense, which is far too uncommon these days. They say no they say no to bad deals. They protect their time, put boundaries up. They negotiate from a position of strength, not from a position of scarcity. And here's the kicker. Industry doesn't want that artist. I know it sounds ridiculous. You're sitting there going like, but that sounds like perfect. That's exactly what I want to be. Yeah, the industry doesn't want that. They want the desperate one. They can't control you. Right? Here's a visual. Load greater than capacity equals recovery. And they didn't do this by accident. This is exactly how it was set up. Always has been. The industry is built specifically with these traps in mind to keep you in this equation. I know, it's bullshit. And we call this crash culture. This is the one that tells you burnout is a badge of honor. Okay, this is what people want you to think. They want you to think that it's supposed to be this hard. It's supposed to be grind. That if you're not exhausted, you're not working hard enough. You know, the grind though is not the goal. That's definitely not the goal here for artists. The grind is the actual trap. Here's another one, the exposure loop. Okay, let's pull this down here. There we go. Okay, we got crash culture. We'll talk about the exposure loop now here. Oh, good, I have a pointer now. Yeah, perfect. See, this is the play for free circuit. Okay, get your name out there. The payoff is coming. It never actually comes though, right? If you're an artist sitting out there, you know, do a little thing wherever you're watching. And if you've been in this predicament, please let me know. Right? The loop of exposure. My goodness, how many of us have been there? I know. Oh, hey, you're gonna have great exposure. There's gonna be so many, like the Cowboys tent in Calgary here is just bullshit for that. Oh, you get this opportunity. That's my other favorite word. Opportunity and exposure. Okay, good. I'll pay my bills with opportunity today. Right? But that's the point. They want to keep you in that loop. They need you to keep playing for free. Okay. And then we've got the gatekeeper. Everybody knows the gatekeeper. There's a few real bad actors in town here who are gatekeepers. They think charging a subscription and then taxing you on your shows that they book at a restaurant is good, right? And I think every city has those. Okay? They're invented so that you pay for the access to the rooms that you should already own, right? Labels, managers, playlist curators, even when we're talking about everybody that's hooked on the Spotify playlist game, these are all gatekeepers. They're all selling you keys to doors that were never actually locked, but they want you to think that. which leads us to the last one, bronze handcuff syndrome. This is sneaky. A lot of people are unaware of this one. It pays you just enough to keep you in the game, where it's like, oh, it's like being in a bad relationship. It's like, I know that I'm not in a good relationship. I know that this person is bad for me, but it's all I know. And we've been together for so long. We start explaining away the reason that we're in this narcissistic, horrible relationship. Bronze handcuffs are the same thing. It's like bronze being not worth much, but enough, more than nothing. It pays you just enough to keep you in the game, just enough that you can't actually walk away, but not enough to build anything worth like a career or anything actually real. Okay. Which of these four do you guys, and this is like for you, anybody watching, we've got some folks up on Facebook, we got some folks over on LinkedIn right now. So on your own, I want you to sit with that and be like, which one do I know and have I experienced, or which one do I know my friend's in right now, or something like that? Like, which one of these do you recognize? Okay. Sit with that for a second while I take a sip of my delicious elixir here. Okay, because everybody I've talked to, they realize this. Oh, come on. My share screen this is really bothering me today. We're gonna have a little chit chat with with Riverside. Holy smokes. Keeps on going away. Okay. Here we go. We're back. Thanks for your patience, guys. Okay. Now I can see it again. So overall here, the exhaustion of you as an artist is the product. Your dependency was literally their business model, no matter who we talk about, whether it's Crash Culture, whether it's especially the gatekeepers, that is a business. You got your managers, your labels, and that type of shit, right? The exposure loop is part of it. Here's the cool thing though. We talk about the actual 3 C's. Now, if you guys have been in my world for a little bit, you may have heard me talk about this. These are the 3 things that you run every business decision ever through. The 3 C's. Are you guys ready? 3 C's. This is the tool. This is what you walk away with today and you'll use forever. Free for you forever. How cool is that? Okay, we talk about cash. Every single opportunity that comes across your desk, proverbially speaking, every gig, every collab, every feature request, because you're going to get a lot of these too as an artist, every brand deal, because you're going to get a lot of that. If you're up on Instagram, people will be like, hey, we love your stuff. This is the thing that we want to do for you. And it's usually shit, right? And to confirm that, you just run it through this filter. Okay, we've got cash. This is direct financial compensation for work performed, not exposure, not the promise of future work, not the percentage of ticket sales that never actually materializes. Actual money in your pocket, in your bank account here today. That is cash. It is still king. This is the number one. This is the pinnacle of you if you want to build a career. You want cash. Now, there's 2 other pieces that we'll talk about here. Cred. Cred is reputation and association that expands your standing in the industry. The right room, the right stage, maybe you're playing with the right collab, you get a good feature on a great song that's going to sync or something. This can help. A lot of people don't realize it, but like video game deals breaks a lot of bands. I remember hearing for the first time some of my most favorite bands, and they were on Menu Music in some of the video games I was playing as a kid. Like NHL was notorious for it. Avenged Sevenfold came into my aura. How many songs could you, like if you guys ever played Tony Hawk back in the day, like playing video games was like a source of getting new music in my life. I'm old as shit, but it's like that was the thing. And that's where I would like pick up that song and then I'd go and buy that album back in the day when you had to go to A&B Sound or HMV or something. You go buy the CD and you're in love with that band that came through a different thing. This is a credible opportunity. This is reputation. You get a new stage, a new audience or whatever, and maybe not direct cash. It's also a really great way to get your name out there. There's some caveats to that. The third one is chops. So this is skill development. This is where you come out of that opportunity way better than you were before. Playing an outdoor show in winter. That That is chops. You are going to get good. There's so many things, obstacles, putting yourself in a room with people that you didn't know and have to write a song in 20 minutes. What we do at after hours, that's another chops skill development. You come out of that opportunity way better. You learn something. You grew something. You're a better artist on the other side. That's it. These three questions. Does it provide cash, cred, or chops? Every single opportunity, not just gigs, every single opportunity, every single time. There, presentation done, right? Now, here is the rule. As soon as that screen goes away, I want to actually bring it back. Here we go. Maybe if I go like entire screen. No, that won't work. Damn, I just really wish that it would just stay. Oh, well. Okay, so in an ideal world, you're going to get all three. You need at least two. If you only have one, please, for the love of God, use your better judgment. There's better shows out there. Saying no makes your yes stronger. Okay? Remember that. Again, I'll say that one more time. Saying no makes your yes stronger. I feel like I'm teaching something that's also very applicable to relationships. So if you guys are like struggling in a relationship, anybody out there watching, this might be applicable to you as well, because like all the same things apply. Like if you're not getting something out of this, what the hell are you doing in that relationship? Because like it doesn't make sense. It's not mutual. Usually they're extracting. In the music industry, this is usually what happens. If they're not paying you, it's because they don't either have money and they want to use you as exposure to make their inflate their thing. If they don't actually have any credibility, if you're playing bad shows with bad people and bad actors, that's going to ruin your reputation. There's only one thing that I love more than my now late dog, Darwin. It's my reputation. So I would encourage you to do the same. So like I said, ideal, all three. Good, you need at least two. Only one, don't take it. Let me show how this actually plays out in real life. Okay, scenario one. Okay, we've got a festival. They ask you to play for free. Big stage, great exposure. Let's run it. There's no cash. Okay. Cred is a maybe. Depends on the festival. And then chops, no. You've played stages before. So whatever. Score. This is 0 to a maybe a 1. It's a trap. Walk away. It looks good on the surface because everybody wants the festival thing. They think that's going to inflate them, but it really depends. I've played festivals where there's like 3 people. You're playing to an empty lawn. You're like, what the fuck is this? It's okay, cool. Well, we went for an out of rehearsal space practice. That's what it basically was. You know, we met some cool people. We got to wear a lanyard. Cool. Didn't really do anything. Wasted an afternoon. Okay. Now, scenario B, $200 gig, new genre for you, opening up for a headliner that you've been trying to get in front of for 2 years. The cash is there. Yes. $200. Cred? Yes. That cosign is worth something for sure. Chops? Yes. New genre means new growth. Right, so they want you to play a little outside. You have to play a couple covers or whatever it is. This happens all the time. Score. You got 3. Take it immediately. No questions asked. Don't even negotiate. Just go, yep, got it. You got it. Of course, when I say don't negotiate, I'm like, this is your first time. If you've done this one a few times, $200, that's bullshit. So, like, especially if you're a band, no way. $200 maybe for like a showcase set. We will do another thing on how to determine what your worth is. We've got education on that, days and days and days. Okay. Now, the framework doesn't make the decision for you. It just removes the emotion. That's the problem. People get in and especially good promoters, good salespeople, they're going to lean on that emotion. They're going to, oh, come on, do me a favor, man. I've been watching you. I really love your stuff. They're going to really lean heavy on emotion. When you've got a filter like this, you can say, listen, John, I love you too, man. This is the way it works, though. There's no cash. You have a maybe because the festival, you don't even have sold tickets. And we've played festivals before, so there's not much in it for us. We'd rather sit this one out. And that takes the emotion out, and that's all we have to do. We have to teach ourselves to make better decisions by removing ourselves emotionally. Cool? That's the rule here. Okay? Let's go. Here we are. The shift. Okay? We talked about the burnout equation: load, capacity, recovery. We talked about the 3 C's. That's going to help you make better decisions. These are things that add up. If you are stressed out and you are making poor money decisions, you are contributing to your burnout equation. So what's the switch? That's what we're going to talk about. This is what it actually looks like in practice. This is where it gets real. Because when you know what the problem is and you know the framework isn't enough, something actually has to change. So let's take a look at this. We're going to go stop reacting. Look at that. Isn't that, ooh, man, that might sting for some people out there. And that's okay. What this shift actually looks like in practice is before you're taking gigs, let's say like, hey, okay, this is me before. And I wrote this based off of my own experience. So it's not anybody out there, me. Before you're taking gigs out of desperation, whatever comes in, you say yes, because you need the money, you need the validation, you need whatever it is to feel like you're actually moving forward. And it's usually a combination of I'm a starving artist and I have only shown myself in the past that I'm valuable by being recognized by somebody else. There's no internal validation. We're all external. Okay. After you learn these things, oh man, come on, share screen. This is bullshit. Oh, I'm gonna lay in on Riverside here after this. How frustrating. That's okay. It's teach. This is a chops gig for me right now. How Mike doesn't blow his computer up during mid presentation. Okay. Okay. We're back. We're live. Good. So after you run every single opportunity through cash, cred, chops, you're making decisions from a framework, not from fear. I'll say that again. Every opportunity that runs through cash, cred, and chops, you start to make decisions from a framework, not from fear. Let that sit for a minute. Here's another one. Before, you're on the content treadmill. You're doing the posts. You're posting every day, 3 times. You're paying somebody to tell you to post 3 times a day in your niche, your target market. This is a real story. Somebody just told me this. They're paying $500 retainer for somebody to tell them to post bullshit on TikTok and Threads and Instagram. And I asked just the simple question, like how much did you pick up your, like if you're doing that 3 times, how much time do you spend on your phone? They're like, I don't know, like 6 hours a day. I'm like, oh my God, how much did you take? Like, how much time did you spend in the studio? Like actually practicing music? They're like, I haven't touched my guitar for like a week. I was like, oh my God, that's insanity. And that's so true. It's like, it's so common nowadays. So if you're on that, if you're there, sit with that for a minute, okay? If you're on that content treadmill, posting every single day for an algorithm that actually owns your audience and can change the rules on you tomorrow, think about that. That's you before. And now after, you're building revenue streams on your own terms, streams that don't require you to destroy yourself to maintain them. And that's simply by making better business decisions through that framework, that lens, okay? Actually being a musician in real life. You could probably make more money doing a pop-up busking thing in Calgary than you could hoping for some brand deal or hoping for somebody to pick you up on Spotify or pick you up on Instagram off viral video. It just doesn't make any sense. There's so much noise out there, and it's interest media. It's not social media anymore. It's like if you post a burger and like a salamander, people that like burgers and salamanders are going to see your shit, not your fans. It's fucking insane. Okay, so last one I want to talk about is the before you're asking for permission. This is very common. You're waiting for somebody else to discover you. You're waiting for the label. You're waiting for the manager. You're waiting for the right opportunity to land in your lap. After, this is the switch, you own your career. Full stop. There's no commission. There's nothing, ever. It's just you own what you do. Direct to fan. You set up your own shows. You do your own thing. You build real relationships. You got 10 people that buy everything that you do. You don't need the external validation of Spotify. Or even Instagram or anything like that. Start there. Maybe you still want Spotify because it's a good discovery platform. I don't know. The point is, when you make the switch, you own your career. And the goal isn't to beat the industry. I'm not like take down the industry. No. they set up a game that it's unbeatable. They want you to think that you can win by chasing algorithms and playlists and things like that. But the goal here isn't to beat the industry at its own game. It's actually to make it completely irrelevant to your career, right? And let me show you how we do that. Okay, there is this hierarchy. Nobody talks about this. There's not too many people are strength coaches. This is an adaptation from the fitness world, believe it or not. Everything on the bottom there, recovery and capacity, is what nobody is willing to do. Here's the order. You cannot skip the levels. You have to start on the bottom. Otherwise, think of it this way. An athlete who trains power or skill development only playing games before they actually practice their stability work, they get injured. An artist who chases the signal being like skill or external validation in music before the actual foundation, they get hollow. So level 1, right on the bottom, that is recovery and capacity. This is silly things, silly, like sleep, movement, nutrition, nervous system, regulation. This is the floor. Never mind what's the bare, like this is the bare ass minimum, guys. Nothing above level 1 holds without this. This is your foundation. Most artists don't even know this exists, let alone build on it. And then they wonder why everything collapses. Well, if you build a house on sand, strong wind comes up, the house is falling down. We have to have a good, solid foundation. And of course, as I say that, come on screen, stick with me. We're almost through. Holy moly. Okay. Number 2, level 2. As you guys can see, it's range of expression. What does that mean? Before you refine, you expand. Explore everything that you can make. Fail in a new direction. This is where your creative vocabulary gets built. One of the easiest ways to get in a room with an artist that you never, ever, ever thought would be this like similar genre or anything like that. Expand your musical vocabulary. Work with a producer you never worked with. Go play in a different sandbox. Level 3, control of expression. This is the technical mastery. So find the thing that you're real great at, execute exactly what you intend, on demand, under pressure, every time. This is control. Like you know exactly what to do. For me, great example was I had no idea when I first started doing sync, how to write for sync. So I put in a ton of reps. I was listening to everything. I was watching movies, films, commercials, things to get ideas. And I learned how to create music from emotion with little to zero theory. I have no theory. I just had to study some theory, and I have a good ear. And I sat down and I listened to things, and then I just put the reps in. And you can too. It's just a matter of figuring out where that is and then building that mastery in that zone. That's your control. Then comes level 4, structural strength. This is where you get good at the business side of things. This is where you get good at intellectual property. You're building a brand. You're looking at the relationships that you're building with promoters or agencies or guys like me, just connectors that can put you in touch with the right people. Your relationship building. That's just as important, if not more, than your creativity when you're building an actual band as a brand. The architecture around the art, think of it that way. Okay, this is like the system. How do we build all of those other areas that's not just creating the great music? Whether that's building people into the architecture so it takes it off of your plate, or learning it enough for yourself so that you know that you're not getting hosed by somebody when you bring them into the team. Okay, if you build it wrong, it collapses. If you build it right, it holds everything above it for decades, if not your entire career. So there's levels to this shit, right? Level 5, this is where a lot of people go right off the top. And as you can see, there's 4 steps that they skipped. Level 5 is what I call signal. So this is a reach. We want to have more of an audience. We want to have more recognition. We want to get playlists and all these things. And that comes last. If we haven't done the 4 first things, it doesn't make sense to start up here, but people do, and they burn out because they don't have the rest of the hierarchy in place. They don't have the stuff. So even if they do get the opportunity, they're underprepared because they're absolutely burnt out because they're just spinning their tires. They haven't done anything down under here. Okay. Signal is built on a solid foundation. If it's built on a broken foundation, it's just noise. Right? The signal, all the exposure, all the reach, all the audience, if that's built on this hierarchy, you have what is known as a career. Okay, most artists start at level 5 and then just wonder why nothing sticks. But if you start at level 1 and do it right and build the human first, before the brand, behind the music, you'll see what happens. That's the challenge right now. And the industry, it's not your fault. It's the industry sets you up so that you do that so that they can keep on maximizing, because they'll go through 10, 20, 30 people in a year because they can just capitalize on that human at the top for as much as they can. They exploit. It's terrible. Okay. Like I said, right at the top, there is no pitching here, no upsells. And I mean it. All I want you to do is start the 30-day creative burnout challenge. It's free. There's no pitch on that. If you guys took something from here, like maybe start there. Are there any terms in here? Think about it on your own. Are there any terms in here that you knew, but you didn't have a name for it? You're like, oh shit, I know that. That's what that is. That's the exposure loop. Or maybe that's the burnout equation. See, what we've done with MusicFit the last year here is we've tried to put a vocabulary down to help educate artists who know the things but don't have a name for them. And I truly believe in my education background that if we have a name, a common language, we can actually go, okay, that's cool. Now we can actually place it over here. The human brain loves to categorize. So what we've done with a 30-day creative burnout is one of the things that I notice with the work that I do with artists is that they don't take 3 minutes a day for themselves and wonder why they burn out. So what we did is we set up a burnout challenge saying, okay, take one lesson, 3 minutes a day. You got a 3-minute action. And what it's going to do is it's going to start to teach you to prioritize yourself. It's completely free because I personally don't believe that artist development should be gatekept. I believe that that should be worked into the infrastructure so we can continue to have great art, because great art from great humans makes great worlds, right? And you're not going to change the world. You're going to change your world. But imagine if every little bit adds up. Oh, now we got a new changed world, especially with the industry that we're in right now. Okay, so I want you to consider taking a look at the 30-day. It's free. It's always going to be free. There's no time limit on this. You just, if it's not right today, cool. Just come whenever. Just circle back whenever it's good for you. With it, you get a concept of the day from all of these terms are probably words that you haven't heard of, or maybe you knew that that was a thing, but you didn't have a label for it. What I've done is I've gone in and I've made each of these 30 days, you're going to understand another one of these terms. So you can start to build the vocabulary. So you start to see it when you're out there on your own, out in the wild. You go, oh shit, this is one of those, what we call culture vultures. This is a culture vulture. They're stealing the culture from this, you know, from the artists. Or dream dealers. You've got those people. They'll sell you the dream and for nothing. They'll sell you a subscription into absolutely nothing. They're selling keys to the castle that's not locked, but they're going to tell you that, right? So I want artists, especially in this town, to understand more about what is actually going on, right? So that they make better decisions and they don't get trapped in these little burnout loops. Okay, there's no credit card, there's no trial period, there's zero catch at all. It's just 30 days of seeing the music industry differently. If that sounds cool, go to MusicFit Records. You can start. Okay, musicfitrecords.com. If at the end of the 30 days, you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. We've got MFL. This is our artist development league. We've gamified artist development. If that feels right, it's the league. So built into Calgary for now. We've got an expansion project in the next 3 years. So we're going to be a national fixture in the major markets of Canada to start. Draft day here in town is September 26th, Music Day in Canada. We've partnered with some real big names. I can't say too much today, but it's going to be a really, really cool, completely unique experience. And we're all very, very excited about it. It's something I've been working on, the overnight success of like 15 years. If that feels right and you're looking for the right team, the right collabs, these are all the places that you can go. So no pressure whatsoever, no countdown or anything like that. The door is always open when you're ready. Okay, that's it. That's the whole ask. I know. And you're like, what? Where's the pitch? There is none. If I have to tell you this shit's good, it's probably not good. I want you to forget about dependency, because this is the thing that I think the industry has really, really blasted on now deaf ears, is that they want you to feel like you need them, codependent. You need them, you need them, you need them. You need a label, you need a manager, you need all this. You need a booking agent. No, I don't think you do. I think you need the education to make the decision yourself. So I want to leave you with that, is I want you to forget the dependency. I want excellence. We're looking to raise the standard of what it means to be an independent artist here in Canada to start. This is a global brand. Give me 5 years. You'll read it in the headlines. The music industry has spent decades making money off of your uncertainty, and I'm sick of that. They're making it off of your desperation, off of your need for validation from people who profit from keeping you in the dark. That's bullshit in my books, and it is exactly what we set MusicFit up to take down. We're built to end that. For you, for every artist who knows that there's a better way out there, but they just haven't had the courage or the language to say it yet. Now you do. Okay, so I want to leave you with that. Go build something that lasts. Go build the human before the music. And most importantly, go finish your brunch. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for putting up with the technical difficulties. If you guys have any questions in here, you know where to find me. I'm going to put a pause on this and find me wherever you got the invite or wherever you're watching this. Easiest place is Mike at MusicFit Records, or just find me on Instagram. Just land in the DMs and be like, hey, I have a question. If you have a question. If not, I hope this was great and educational for you. Okay. That's it. That's all. Go finish the brunch. Make today the best Sunday you've ever had. Stay sweet, Pete. Bye.